Hi guys, Kelly here coming to you from quarantine. I am here today with a box of things to unpack for you, which sounds a little silly, but I moved into this house in November and I only have one box left to unpack, and that is one of my favorite boxes, which is probably why I've saved it till last. It is a box of souvenirs I've gotten from traveling all over the world. So I thought it would be kind of fun to share this experience with you and see what kind of awesome things I have picked up from around the world. Alright, these first three things here are things that are not, I did not get personally, but were given to me. The first is this bamboo and seed necklace. It was given to me by my parents after they went on a cruise to the Bahamas. It's made out of real bamboo, and the green pieces are carved out of seeds. That's kind of cool. Next, I got this at a garage sale. This is a boomerang from either Australia or New Zealand. I'm not 100% sure. So, there's a boomerang. You could actually throw it too. It's a real boomerang. And these are Chinese hair sticks that I inherited from my great aunt, Carol, and these would go in your hair kind of like an X, and they're carved with some beautiful carvings. So those things I did not personally pick up, but the rest of these I did. So let's see what I got here. All right, first up is this drum that I got in Belize. You can see that it says Belize right here. It's painted and it was hand carved. I've got a mallet in here somewhere. I'm not sure where, but you play it by hitting it. It's got a slot and it makes a couple different tones. So that's from Belize, which is in Central America. And the food there is delicious. All right. Let's see, I got some packaging, got some random items that don't belong in this box. Maybe we'll go over those later. Alright, there we go. Okay, next up is this box. This is the flag of Cuba, and this box is called a puzzle box, and it opens up, kind of slides open, and it's really difficult to open. The person who made this did a fantastic job fitting the pieces together to the point where I cannot get them apart hardly at all. So there's nothing in it though. I got that in Cuba, which was a really fun trip. Again, delicious food. Next I have this drum. This is called a djembe. And I picked this up in South Africa. I was there for 2 months, and I got this actually at a safari, I think. Yeah, a safari. And you can see it's got some painting on it, and you would usually put it between your knees and hit it to make a sound. So that's a djembe. All right, I got a little duck. A little wicker duck. And I believe I got this in Belize. I got this in Belize. It reminded me of my nephew Jack, because he likes ducks. So, nothing inside of it, but you could put some coins or something small inside of it. Let's see. Oh wow, I have a lot of stuff in here. Let's look at this. This is a nativity set that I got in Cambodia that is made entirely out of paper. You can see how paper was coiled and glued. Sorry, it's hard to get a good view without it being blurry. It was curled up here. The paper is curled to make a little doll. And there are a bunch of them in here that make up an entire nativity set. It's even got a little sheep. So that's kind of cool. Alright, let's see. Alright, one thing at a time here. I'm going to save these ones for later. Alright, this is a Justice doll. A Justice doll I picked up from a ministry I worked with in South Africa. These dolls are made by women living in a community that is very impoverished. They get jobs through this company, and they make these little dolls out of wooden beads and wire and fabric, and they all have a little baby on the back. And they make these in order to raise money and awareness to fight human trafficking, which is a big issue in a lot of countries. So that's a Justice doll, and it is super cute. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, some of you may recognize this. If you were in all-day preschool a few years ago, I brought these back from Belize for all of the all-day preschool kids. This is a worry doll that I got in Belize, and it's just a tiny little doll, and what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to tell it your worries and put it under your pillow at night, and it takes your worries away. So that's a worry doll. Alright, here is an egg. It's a wooden egg covered in beads that I got from Romania. I picked it up from a Roma artist in Bucharest. And Roma is a culture in Romania that we would use the term gypsy possibly. It's not really a nice term to use towards them, but that is the same idea. They are people who travel, don't necessarily set up permanent homes, although nowadays a lot of them have, and they have their own very rich, very unique culture, which is pretty cool. So that is a Roma egg. Also from a Roma artist, I got these bells. These are bells that you would tie around your wrist or your ankle, and then they would jingle while you dance. And these are very cool. They're very intricately carved bells. You can see the little ball inside of it that rattles around. So those are Roma bells. Alright, let's see. Let's do those last. This I picked up not from Asia, but I picked it up from Walt Disney World. But it is a Taiwanese fan. And on that note, I also have another one in here somewhere, which we will have to wait and come across because it's buried in there somewhere. Yeah. Let's see here. Alright, everything is buried in bags because it's fairly fragile. So let's see here. Oh, look at these. Alright. This is a scarf that I got in Romania at a thrift store, of all places. So this would be something that you would maybe put around your head. It's a little wrinkled, but yeah, Romanian scarf. Oh, here's the other fan I was talking about. I got this one in Cambodia at Angkor Wat. I got to go to Angkor Wat and see the sunrise over the temple, which was really beautiful, and it was very, very hot. So I bought this fan, which is just gorgeous, although fragile. So yeah, it's a nice fan. And I got this one in Cambodia as well at a marketplace. This is a slightly different kind of fan. It's round. You can fan yourself like this. This is something you might see more on a day-to-day basis as opposed to the fancy ones. Yeah, so those are my fans. Oh, here's the mallet for the drum, which I still have not managed to completely fix yet, but it's basically a piece of leather on the end of a stick and a piece of fabric over it. And where did I put the drum? There it is. You use it to make music. It's beautiful. Alright, I have a little doll from Haiti here. I have not visited Haiti myself. I am not 100% sure where I came across this doll, but she's a beautiful little doll from Haiti. She used to have an apron on, but yeah, I've had this one for many years since I was a little kid. Don't lose that. All right, I have here a bandana that is the flag of Kenya. I'm sorry, I don't know whether the black or the green goes on top, so I could be wrong with this, but that is the flag of Kenya, which I visited over Christmas one year. All right. Let's see. This is the basket, the little basket that those paper nativity dolls came in, and in it I keep my coins from all over the world. I have coins from Europe and Russia, from Canada, which are easy to come by around here. These ones are from Asia, mostly Cambodia, because that's where I've been in Asia. I got Central and South American coins here. I've been there several times. Got some coins from Africa. Yep, those are from Africa. And then some vintage coins from North America. So that's my little coin collection. It's not valuable. Not a lot of money in there. It might look like a lot of money, but it's not that much money, but it is really cool to look at. All right, what is this? Ooh, I know what this is. These are really cool. These are some Bibles that I have collected. This big one is written in Swahili, and it was given to me in Kenya. And then this little one was given to my great-great aunt Carol, I believe, when she became a nurse. So this one is very, very old and somewhat falling apart, but it is a really good piece from my collection. All right, we're coming down to the end of it here. A couple more things. These are hard to open, which is probably the point. All right, this I got in South Africa. It says Africa on it, and it is made out of leaves, tree bark, things like that. And that's the continent of Africa. This is the part of Africa that I have been to, South Africa. I've also been to Kenya, which is in here somewhere. I don't know exactly because there's no lines on here to tell me where the borders are, but that is my Africa sign. And then I also, in this one, I have to rip it because I can't get it open. This is a print given to me by Bethany in, I believe, Mandarin. I could be completely wrong about that, so somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that. Mandarin is the language that they speak in China, one of the languages, one of many, many languages. Also got a wide variety of postcards and some photos here. Maybe we'll go through those some other time. All right, a couple more things here. This is a picture from India that my friend Esther took, and I purchased it on a canvas from her for a fundraiser. So that is a picture taken from Kenya showing kids that are just like you guys. They were doing a fun club with my friend and her team. So that was kind of a cool. I really like that picture. All right, and last but not least, I have a very important collection. It's very special to me to share with you guys. These are my matryoshkas. I'll fix my camera in just a second so you can see them better. A matryoshka is a nesting doll, and they're from Russia. I've got several of them here, and they have various numbers of dolls inside of them. This one was a keychain, and it does not open up, so there is no dolls inside, but that is kind of the idea. Matryoshkas look a little bit like an eggplant, or a squash maybe, and they're painted by hand. All right, let's look at these ones really quick. This one I got at a garage sale, and it is, I believe, a 3-piece set. Nope, it's more than 3. So you take it apart. Sorry, I'll fix my phone so you guys can see them. There you go. You take it apart, put them together. You have a bunch of small dolls. There's 4. That's what it was, 4. So you have a whole collection of tiny dolls. There's that one. This one must be the 3. This one I also got at a garage sale. There's more than 3 in this one too. I don't know how many are in these things. This one is rather large. Another name for these dolls, oh, there's the tiniest one. Another name for these dolls is a nesting doll, because they go inside of each other, they nest. So that one was 5 pieces. Ooh, dolls all over the place. This one then must be the 3. So they fit inside. You may have had toys that look like this when you were a kid. And what they do is they take a solid block of wood and then they carve out the inside, and they keep making them smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. No idea how many this one is. Those ones I all got, all those ones at a garage sale, but these 2 are the most special ones to me. This one is from Honduras, which is an interesting place to get a Russian nesting doll. But it even says Honduras on the bottom there, and on the side, which you can read if it's not backwards. Don't know how many this one had, but this one is not quite as precise. It's thicker, but I thought it was really cool. It's got some cool carvings as you go in. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing to find in a Central American country. So you can match up the pictures like a puzzle. And then last but not least, I got this one at a craft fair from a Ukrainian lady, and which was in New York State where I grew up. And this one is the biggest one I own. It is 16 pieces. And it just keeps on going. And they just keep getting smaller. It's amazing how tiny they can make these little dolls. Look how tiny this is. And it's painted. It's even got a little face on it. It's hard to see because it's blurry. And this one also still opens up. And oh, that's the next one. And yes, this one opens up as well. So that's and then this is the tiniest one on the inside. You can't even see it in this camera. Put it way over here. There we go. Look how tiny that is. That's the biggest one and the smallest one right next to each other. So yeah, these have been my souvenirs from traveling around the world. Yeah, I would love to maybe share pictures with you next time. Until then, maybe think about starting a collection of something. It doesn't have to be anything expensive or hard to find, like my many souvenirs might have been harder to find. None of them are very expensive, but they were harder to find. But you can collect just about anything, and I would love to see your collection. So until next time, have fun.